Ready?
Hello and welcome to Rhythm and Pixels, a video game music podcast. This is episode 35-4, and we're your hosts. My name is Rob Nichols.
And I'm Pernell.
And every week we listen to great video game music from all consoles and all generations. And we just celebrated our 7th podcast anniversary last week, so if you were there for that, if you were there, then you know.
And if you weren't there, give it a listen.
Yeah,
it's not quite the same, but it's still fun.
If you weren't there, we recorded the whole thing anyway. So check it out. We played our favorite music that we played over the course of the year. So it's actually, I was listening back to some of it. It's really fun just to hear all this just great music back to back. It's really, really nice.
Yes.
But we're celebrating something different this week, aren't we, Pernell?
We are. We're celebrating the evolution of the keyboard.
That's right. So the probably the nerd's favorite acronym ever. WASD, which stands for up, left, down, right.
That is correct. Also, an exotic form of bee.
Oh, that's right. You only found in South America?
That's right.
Yeah.
The WASD.
Anyway, WASD, WASD, the band, Austin, is here with us today. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, guys. Happy to be here.
We're happy to have you here. Happy to have you here.
Listeners who don't know about WASD, tell them why they should know and who you are.
Sure, yeah. I'm Austin. I also go by Katajun online. I'm the band leader, arranger, guitar player for WASD, and we're a PC game-themed video game cover band specializing primarily in like the golden age of PC gaming, late 80s up to like early mid 2000s. You got your DOS up through your XP era of computer games.
I'm actually wondering if you're ever going to get a rival band called IJKL or something, but that would be a trick.
The rival band is
IJKL.
The rival band is Arrow Keys.
Arrow Keys, yeah, exactly. Or you get the chaotic evil version, which is like 8462 on the numpad.
Oh,
like
God.
Arrow Keys on the numpad.
This is like these like spiked collars, like mohawks walking.
Yes.
Somebody call for a smash up.
Yeah. But yeah, so you guys, I remember I first heard you playing Canyon MIDI.
Oh yeah,
the classic, the song that I that had left my brain. Then like after the first like 3 notes, I was like, oh my God,
it's all coming back.
It made me an Insta fan, to be honest. Like did like, oh, that was the jam back in the day.
Yeah, but that
good.
was some years ago, and then from then like you've just been rocking so many tunes. What are some of the favorite tunes that you've arranged?
Well, for this album, we've got some stuff from Turrican. That's really good. We have one of my favorites from the album is from Heretic, the Doom clone. So good. Let me see what else. Civilization 4. Nice. About to get to. I got an arrangement of that. The title screen music for that, so good. Works out so well. There's some Dune. I don't know if you ever heard the Dune video games and their soundtracks, but like,
they were the first Command and Conquer, right?
Yeah, like the predecessors to the RTS genre. Some Duke Nukem 3D, Incredible Machine 3.
Oh, you got
Unreal.
the Incredible Machine.
Heck yeah.
Have you played the Incredible Machine?
I did not.
I didn't realize. Like, every once in a while, like I hear people talk about some games. I'm like, I played like a shareware version of this when I was like 9 or 10. And
did it let you build Rube Goldberg's?
That's what it was.
That's what it was.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, yeah. You had like a goal. You had like a specific number of parts, and you had to build a Rube Goldberg machine to accomplish like a task.
See, that sounds
it was
like
usually
fun to
like
me.
get the basketball into the hoop.
Yeah.
But you had to like go up and under things with like fans blowing stuff and mouse traps and live mice sometimes and all kinds of stuff.
No mice were harmed in the recording and filming of that game, I hope.
Digital mice only.
Oh,
Digital
yes. So
many digital mice destroyed.
So like we were talking earlier before the show started about the idea of starting some kind of like improv group jokingly.
Oh yeah.
Because we were talking about like some Harvest Moon like stat management and
is that what we're gonna do at MagFest?
I don't know.
The Robin Purnell Improv Hour.
I don't know. It possibly because
it's not a great idea.
This leads
it could be
to
the improv 5 minutes.
It's possible because like
start with a little skit.
Like the lead into like the quick story I had was like a couple weeks ago. I guess a week ago I ended up going to some like comedy show down south near my house, and I didn't know any of the comedians, and I was kind of not familiar with the region either. Right, so I get down there. It's 3 comics.
So I'm sorry, you said Middletown, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first 2 comics,
So, Lower Delaware.
oh yeah. I'll be blunt. The first 2 comics weren't all that great. In fact, they were pretty rough. They did a lot of those like low-hanging fruit jokes, but they also told jokes poorly in that regard.
Yeah,
so it
that's
wasn't
tough.
even like, hey, you went there, but you did well with the content. It was like, oh, this hurts. Oh God, no!
They're on their way. They're working on it,
And that's why I gave them the pity clap.
Good.
And
Was
also
it
like, like because I didn't want to be a jerk to them or nothing.
was this open mic?
No, it was 3 comics, but
they were
was a
paid to be
plan.
there.
they were paid. There was a plan to be there, yeah. But I was like, oh man, this is some rough cringe stuff. But in the midst of that, there were a couple like jokes that were sent towards me at my table because we were one of the first front tables. So it was like, man, look at that tall guy. How are you so tall, skankly guy or whatever?
So you were in the splash zone.
I was very much in the splash zone, but the thing about it was I was hitting the back as hard as he was giving it.
Really?
Like at one point, guy was like,
'Cause you weren't heckling. You were just like kind of throwing him back.
I was throwing him back to the point where people were
It's not
laughing at
heckling
my
if they
joke.
target you first.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Exactly. Like guy was like, he made a joke about my sweater. I was wearing a sweater. He's like, what the hell's with that sweater you got on, man? It's like a freaking Eskimo or some kind of like wildebeest. How many animals did you kill to come here with that? I was like, look here, beep, 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 because I was definitely on fire with it. I was like, look, it's freaking cold outside. If anything, it was worth it. I killed 3 tauntaun to make this outfit, and I'm proud of my job. Look at the workmanship. People were laughing. At another point, he made a joke about my head because I need to cut it real soon, actually. And I was like, he made a comment about how bald I was.
These are some low blows. He's criticizing your clothing and your hair.
And I called it. I was like, oh yeah, man, 3 people died up here. They haven't been seen since the Widow's Peak.
That's very gracious of you because I would have thrown down if I was there with you.
Well, that's the thing. You almost I get that what you're saying because there's another guy that was to the right of me. No, he was feeling it. He was making fun of his hair for being really long.
Yeah.
I'm like. He was like upset, like.
Oh, really? He was upset.
He was mad, and I was trying to.
He wasn't feeling it in a good way.
He was not feeling it in a good way. I was trying to buffer for him. I was like, man, don't let him get to you. You got some luxurious locks. He's jealous of you. Do you see our heads? We want what you got. How much you selling it for? I need a dollar amount. But what ended up happening was after the second set, I went up to get another beer, and I went to go pay for it. The guy goes, "Nah, you're okay. The talent doesn't pay." And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm not the talent. He's like, talent doesn't pay. You're good. And so for the rest of my night, my beers were free.
So when you first posted that, I was like, oh, you're in Middletown. They're racist. And they.
But that's the thing, though.
And they're like, I've never seen a black person before.
But therein lies the rub, though. It's still possible because the lead comic and me, or lead comic and I, were the only black people in the entire building.
Yeah.
So it is very possible. But with that said, people were laughing at my jokes. I got free beer out of it. And in the end, I even had a chat with the comics when they were all done. We were all kind of powwowing. I was like, "Look here." Nice. I was like, "Look, man,
so you
I
got
can't
to talk to them." And did you make fun of their hair and their clothing?
Well, I did at one point. It's like, "Yo, man, those jokes were kind of rough." But I also admit, I was like, "Look, I don't do stand up. It's not my shtick. I'm an improv-y guy. I can respond to things. But I cannot sit here like, okay, they're getting a little salty. I gotta come up with my goldfish lines, my goldfish jokes."
There's a comic from Wilmington I want to have on the show sometime. He was doing he had his own podcast for a while called English for Criminals, which was like kind of the he talked about the etymology. Entomology of words used in like crime in the criminal justice system.
That's awesome.
Which is pretty cool. It was actually really eye-opening, and most of it was racist, so it was great.
Oh man!
I mean, most of the etymology of criminal words.
Oh, thank God!
Are racist. He's not him.
Not him. I was like, we're not getting him on any show.
He can't come on here.
He cannot be here.
No, he's a nice guy.
This is where I bring my shoes.
No, he's a teacher, and he works in prisons. He's a nice guy.
Okay, that I like.
Okay, we went off on this crazy tangent. Austin,
that's what we do.
You did he come up with this topic?
Yes, he did.
The hell, man!
Austin's a champ. Don't you get out of his business. He knows what he's doing.
So, why pirates? Why pirates? What draws you to pirates?
Here's the actual answer is that I was thinking about the last times I had been on the show. We were talking about this earlier. I think I've been on 3 times, I think so. Maybe. At least twice by myself, and then once with my old band, Steel Samurai. But I remember one of the times I came on solo, we went on a whole tangent about MMOs, and Pernell and I really bonded over Puzzle Pirates.
Yes!
That has stuck with me for a very long time. I think about that conversation
Whoa.
Is that still out there? That's still out there, right?
It's still out there.
Really? Oh man. Let's get a crew together. Sea of Thieves, eat your heart out. We're playing Puzzle Pirates.
I know. Like, I don't want to like have like a first-person adventure with like swords and friends. I want to do puzzles alone in my room.
I've been away from the MMO scene for a while.
Yeah, me too.
Puzzle Pirates would bring me back, like a new, like upscale puzzle adventure. I would be back on board for that.
That's interesting. That stuck with you for a while.
I know, and that's just how it was. And so I was thinking, like, could pirates work as a theme? Because I before I sent the message and like confirmed it, sealed the deal, I was like, can I think of any games that have pirates? And of course, I think of like Assassin's Creed 4 and like Monkey Island and things like that. And eventually, I was like, I think I've got enough. I think I can come up with enough games that this could work. So.
I will say though,
yeah,
oddly enough,
this is our second. The first time we did pirates was pirates versus ninjas
with Carlito.
So I only had to go half pirate. Now I'm going full pirate.
Hard. But like
the beautiful thing about pirates is that you're not just limited to the Age of Sail, because there are also space pirates that are a thing.
That's right.
Funny you mentioned that because
wait, what did I do? Did I do space pirates? No, I
mine are all real pirates.
Mine are all pirate adjacent.
I'll tell you one
like
thing.
Pirates within a game. So because a lot of kids games, it's like here's a pirate themed stage, and so
that's what gets interesting about the topic though. Like that's why it was surprisingly. It would have been tough for me, except out of like back pocket. Wait, there were like at least 2 tracks I've been trying to come up with an excuse to get on the show, and they both fit this topic.
Yeah.
But initially I came in like pirates are usually like an individual character in a game who has a history of being a pirate. But the game is still something completely unrelated to piracy. But with that said, if you're listening, devs, we need more piracy games. We want games
more
where
pirates.
Yes, cyber pirates.
A game developers.
Pirates.
We need more piracy. Wait, let me rephrase that.
Whoa! Let me drink my water here.
Don't copy that floppy.
Cut that.
Okay, Austin. So as is our what we do, our the thing we do as is the thing that we do.
That thing we do.
We ask our guests to pick their first song. So Austin, of the tracks you sent over to me, what would you like to listen to first?
I think we should start off with the track that I brought from Pirates Gold for the Amiga CD32. The main title, I think it will set the vibe of the entire episode.
All right, let's listen.
Gold!
Pirates!
Gold!
Exclamation.
Beautiful gold!
1993. That was the main title from Pirates Gold for the Amiga CD32. Austin brought that over. That's classic. That's pretty.
That's pirate. That's as piratey as you can be.
As pirate as you can get. Yeah.
And a bottle of milk.
but definitely like the classic, sea overseas,
The Shanty.
taking down the British trading ships kind of style.
Yes.
So it wasn't
setting
just
sail
me
from
then.
ports.
It's not just you.
In the sense that,
taking
like,
down British trading ships.
don't tell everybody. Jeez, man. But like, no, it's I was listening to the track and I like the sound, but at the same time I also was like, this sounds like the proverbial pirate ship sailing tune.
Yeah.
Tying on the high seas, having fun, talking to my friends while we're drinking rum.
Yeah, it's got to be like, I think it's some traditional tune, but it just sticks out so well, and it's done so well for this version of the game. If you look at, so this is Sid Meier's Pirates is what it is, but like on Amiga and I think Genesis, they took Sid Meier's name off of it. It's just Pirates Gold.
But their legs weren't broken afterwards.
Sid Meier game for them, yeah.
The Meyer boys. This track was on the Genesis one, I think, and it sounds all right, but this CD audio version of it on the Amiga is chef's kiss.
I agree. I am very much happy with this. Like I was doing the back and forth bob to it, and it was pure authenticity with it too. Like shifting and bobbing. Like I like this kind of stuff. I like this happy vibe. I like the idea, the sound of adventure that it gives.
It's very adventurous. Remember what?
Do you remember that trend where people would do like very robotic type interpretive dances to things like the Wii Shop Music channel? Stuff that like has very little of a beat, but you're just like moving. There was like a vine, I think. Yes, exactly. Which that translates exactly to the audio format of podcasts, I'm sure. But I'm imagining that same type of dance with just like very robotic on every single beat, just synced up with this track. And it just makes me happy inside.
Especially because this is still like, this is definitely sequenced music. It might be performed on a keyboard, but this is sequenced audio, like synthesized instruments. So could definitely see someone doing the robot to Sid Meier's Pirates.
It's already happening.
Doing the pirate. They're doing the pirate.
It's already happening.
It's happening now.
Yeah, shiver me timbers and do-si-do.
Purnell's bringing sexy back.
That's right.
Back to the high seas.
And how?
All right.
Assuming it ever left the high seas, Rob.
All right, so let's keep it classic. We're going to the Sega Genesis. This is the pirate ship, the Sunken ship, Stage 3 to McDonald's Treasureland Adventure.
I didn't see that coming, but I'm happy to hear it.
This is one of like the best Konami soundtracks on the Sega Genesis. Katsuhiko Suzuki and Hata from the Konami Kohei Club. And we're going to listen to Stage 3 from McDonald's Treasureland Adventure.
Swashbuckler is very good.
Swashbuckler. We're listening to The Sunken Ship, Stage 3 from McDonald's Treasureland Adventure for the Sega Genesis by Konami All-Stars Katsuhiko Suzuki and Hata. And we're just trying to... we're thinking of all of like the pirate-themed McDonald's characters, Treasureland characters we can think of. Was it always called the Treasureland? Like when you see them like at the in the McDonald's like Playland?
That was always McDonald's Playland initially.
Playland.
The game was just Treasureland, I guess, to give you an excuse to go there without, having money to buy food. Like you're going to find the money on Treasure Island, and they just spend it all at McDonald's. But
the world of the McDonald's characters is McDonald Land.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's that.
Because of course it is. His head is so
Of course.
big. Yeah. It wouldn't be anything else. If it was Grimace World, it would be much darker.
It's called McDonald Land. The mascot's name is Ronald McDonald, and yet the land is run by Mary McCheese.
Well, he's not going to do all the work himself. If it was your if it was Purnell Land, would you be doing all of the mayoral duties, or would you just want to be like, yeah, I got my own house?
Now, here's the thing: if it were my land, I would have other people fulfilling the roles, but they would still ultimately answer to me.
Okay.
As in, the
How
world's
do you
going to
know that Mayor McCheese isn't a puppet government?
Hey, I have never seen Mayor McCheese called back to the shadows to answer to Senor Ronald. Like, it's never happened. The cabal demands a sacrifice. You know, we need one little burgling. Center of the castle.
This is the deep state of the Ronald McDonald universe.
It's gonna happen.
I don't know how we got this far.
I mean, you saw what they did to the Grimace, right? He thought he got a little too big for his britches, him and his 6 arms.
Mm-hmm.
There's like, no dice. We're cutting you down to 2.
So there aren't many McDonald's related video games. You said there's McKids or MC Kids, and I wasn't sure if that was an actual McDonald's game. You're saying it is.
100% Mickey D's.
I agree. It is.
Yeah.
You collect golden
But
arches, Rob.
It's not Mick Kids. It is MC Kids, canonically.
I can't do it. It's Mick Kids. At Mick Kids.
MC Mayor
MC
McCheese.
Kids.
Mayor McCheese.
It's all coming
Oh my God.
together.
How deep does this go?
Burger Illuminati confirmed.
All the pickles. But, like, don't relish the details.
Okay. That's it.
You said you're not a comedian?
Jesus crap.
You could be doing this all night.
I want to say the McDonald's games mostly dried up after, like, the 16-bit era because
I think so. Oh, because
the closer might be like a McNugget racing game or something.
as soon as Burger King released Sneak King for the 360,
Oh, they ran the gambit.
Yeah.
that's all.
They
That
got
was
it.
it, or was it just the Xbox? I forget. But
It was
it
on Xbox. They had Sneak King.
It
They had
was-
like a kart
yeah,
racing game and one other one.
All their fast food chains, they just left the game. They were like, you can't
But
compete
that's a
with
long time for there to be a drought of fast food related games, you know? That's all, well, I guess it's only one generation, but, you know, the PS1 GameCube generation didn't have, or N64 generation. I don't know.
The
Whatever.
thing that kills me the most, though, about the whole thing is there's been a meme out there for like 20, 22 years, maybe a little less than that. I don't want to be nuts. For like a fast food fighting game called like Fast Food Fighter, and it was
someone just made like a really fancy like character select screen.
yeah,
with,
they
like, Colonel
nice.
Sanders and
they looked really good too.
Yeah.
The closest we've come to that was there are a couple Mugen mods that had like Ronald McDonald and like the girl Ronald McDonald. I never like Regina McDonald. I never learned what her name was.
I think that was just Wendy's.
No. It was an actual. Because there actually was a canonical.
There's a canonical
Lady McDonald. There's a canonical.
I need to know how they're related. Are they not related at all and they're the same species of clown person? Are they brother and sister? Like, what are they?
I don't know. I just know the art exists. It's out there.
I like that you're proposing that that the clowns are a different species.
Well, the McDonald clowns.
I think they are.
You
You never see him putting on makeup. His feet are gigantic.
That's true.
It's just, I think that's just, that is his natural armor. He doesn't wear clothes. That's what his skin is. It looks like
just
that
those
out
shoes, those red
there. Those
shoes.
shoes and that yellow jumpsuit.
Big white gloves. Yeah.
Yeah, that's he's naked.
And then just walking around in his weird McDonald's flesh.
He above all of us is free.
But then, like in the video games, it's pretty cool because like every time he attacks, he goes hamburger, hamburger, and then at the end when he wins the match, he do like the Japanese thing. He goes la la loo. And Colonel Sanders fights with like, drumsticks.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Of course.
I bet you Wendy's probably has like a super where Dave Thomas comes out,
Oh yeah.
smushes people.
Actually, fun thing you said because I want to say like at the end when Wendy would win, it was like it had like a weird jingle that would play and like Dave Thomas comes like, yeah.
Oh wow, I was making this up. That's great.
Nice.
Like I missed those things. The thing is like Mugen attempted it because that's people don't know Mugen is like a fan built fighting game built off of like the freaking like Marvel Capcom engine or something. Mugen. Someone's going to correct me and they'll still be wrong because it's right in my heart, and that's what matters. But yeah, that's the closest we've ever come to that. But I feel like such a concept, especially in such a consumer-driven world, That would make bank on top of bank. Just like having
You could make so much money. 2022, you could do it.
Jack in the Box would get a revival.
Oh man, Jack in the Box would be a great character too, because he can do like he can hit you with that nose. He's got that big pointy nose.
Spring-loaded combat. Pow!
He's got to have springs and popping out. He can throw tacos. He can throw all kinds of food
I was
at you.
thinking like if we're talking like PlayStation 2, GameCube era, like Taco Bell totally missed the ball. They could have had like the Chihuahua. The Chihuahua was that mascot thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had a whole army at some of the commercials, so he could have just called the whole Chihuahua family.
The closest we ever got was Cool Spot and Yonoid.
Yeah.
I guess it's Domino's. You consider Domino's fast food?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right,
yes.
Have you seen how fast they make those pieces? Yeah, unfortunately. It's like, have you seen how quick they make those pieces?
That's what I had for dinner tonight.
Hey, it's nothing wrong with it.
I was like, what do I want? I was like, I don't want the best pizza.
I want
pizza now.
I want serviceable pizza.
It was good. Actually, it was good. I got that pineapple on it. Okay. Enough about that. Purnell.
All right. So
pirate me, Purnell.
Well, good luck with that.
Beer me this pirate.
I went as loose on the pirate theme as I could for this episode because I needed to get these tracks on the show. So this first track comes from a game that, quite frankly, I'm still tossing around the idea of it being one of my games of the year. Spoiler, it actually became one because I was on a deadline to choose my 5 games of the year for Hey Poor Player. But it is one of my games of the year.
All right.
This is called, the game is called Rise of the Third Power, and the track is the boss battle theme. It was composed by Jacob McNatt. Welcome back. You're listening to the boss battle theme from the game Rise of the Third Power, composed by Jacob McNatt. So, I do feel like the only thing this is missing to even kind of fit the theme of, like, piratey music is a hurdy-gurdy. But I have come to really love this track. Whenever a boss battle occurs in this game, during the period of the game where they actually use this track, I anticipate it and smile about it. It's a good time. It's good.
That's a very good track. I like that a lot.
Thank you.
What is this? This game came out this year?
Yes. It was one of my earlier reviews for this year, which was kind of funny because it was one of those scenarios where I was like, okay, it was probably done in like RPG Maker or something. But the thing that people need to get over, myself included, which I have gotten over by this point, is the fact that RPG Maker games have come a long way.
The engine has definitely come a long way too.
Yes. And as a result, if you're the type who likes like the 16-bit era of RPGs, and in some respects like low-tier 32-bit era of RPGs, and a person that has got their hands and are adept at writing and such, you can get some really good games out of that engine. And this is one of them. Quite frankly, I'm just glad I was able to bring this track on the show. The main character himself is a pirate. He was originally like a military man, but due to some shakeups within the within his division and whatnot, he kind of left almost like, not of course disgrace, but like dishonorable discharge. So in order to kind of quell his sorrows or whatever, he just kind of went to the seas and just took to being a pirate. So he fights with a cutlass, he fights with a flintlock pistol, he drinks booze for health.
Love it.
Like he drinks beer, and it gives him health, but it makes his defense go down and his attack go up.
So
yeah, that tracks.
it's very pirate themed.
Yes, and like one of my favorite things he can do is he can take like booze, drink some, and like blow it, and then fire his flintlock pistol, and like she was like a blaze of fire, ignites it all.
Oh, that's great.
So it's interesting that it's interesting to me, but like that one of your games of the year, or maybe game of the year, was an RPG Maker title.
Yeah, I mean, there's a fun thing about this concept. I brought it up in recent weeks because, the Game Awards just aired, and whenever the Game Awards come on, I get really into the idea of like, hey, everybody, what are your games of the year? And I usually get the same pushback. Either A, I haven't played enough of the big hitters to make a call, or B, I haven't played a lot of games that released this year to make a call. And to me, both of those excuses are hogwash, because the game of the year is a personal choice. It just so happens that with Game Awards shows, they have like a combination of basically everyone at large sending in votes, and the average consumer is typically going to buy big releases because that's what's in their face. They only have money for a certain number of titles. They're going to buy the big releases, and then they're going to have votes on those big releases. And in some cases, they might have only played one of those games, but they still want to vote, so they're going to vote for the one game they played, right? But when you get a lot of exposure to a lot of games that aren't particularly on the upper end of the spectrum, like not quite AAA, it kind of scales what your opinion of top games are. And that opinion is not wrong. Like, this is maybe the first year ever that my game of the year was the same as their game of the year, which was Elden Ring, because that game was a friggin' masterpiece. But after that, it just gets weird. Like Ask Libra, which is a game I've talked about on this show before. It's on Steam, highly recommended. And then like this game comes up, Sunday Gold comes up. There's a lot of good games that you'll never hear about on the Game Awards. And if someone came to me and said, this game is stupid, you're wrong, I'm like, well, you're freaking wrong. Get out of my face.
Yeah,
I know what I
like.
To be. Exactly. And I would never tell somebody their game of the year is wrong. What I would say, for the sake of conversation though, is that's your game of the year? I need some details. Why did you choose that one? Because I just want to hear the dialogue. I want to hear the reasoning. But beyond that, I'm like, hey, as long as you got reasoning and I was able to be entertained by hearing it, we're good. Because whatever you choose is what counts. And this game definitely belongs on somebody's game of the year list, which conveniently is mine. So there you go.
I love the idea of having like not a game of the year that's what this game sorry.
That's okay.
Say that. I like the idea of having a game of the year, but it has no bearing on this year in particular. It can be any game you played this year, no matter when it came out.
Exactly.
I like that a lot.
Yes, and that's the other part of it too, because the reason I can even do a game of the year release this year is because I get access to a lot, plus I buy a lot. Next year that's going to slow down, by the way. Money is tight. But if I didn't have that, it would literally be me playing backlog. It would be me playing just whatever I feel like getting around to. Yeah. And I feel like that shouldn't discredit people from choosing those games, especially if you miss it the year it came out. Does it just suddenly never get allowed to be voted in again? Like, that doesn't seem very fair.
Yeah, that's not fair to especially to like developers who create something they're really, really proud of that kind of flies under the radar, like whatever happens to it.
And then imagine the alternative too. Let's say, for example, you did play a game that came out in 2019. Like Rob, like, hey, I'm playing this game. Pronounced really good. This is my game of the year. What year did it come out, Rob? 2019. Well, you might want to go to the computer and see what other games came out in 2019.
No, I'm playing through Tunic, and that did come out this year. And then I'm playing it when it was released again on the PlayStation, but it's still a 2022 game. I'm playing a game that came out in the same year. I've never done that.
It's a rarity, but hey, when it happens,
not since I was in my 20s. we should come back around here. Let's get back around to some more music. So Austin, you have a second track for us?
Oh yes, I did bring a second track. Yes, this series is very near and dear to my heart. I have covered music from this, the first game of the series with my band WASD. Before, I brought along a track from The Secret of Monkey Island 2, LeChuck's Revenge. This is from the special edition, so it's like a re-recorded version of the track.
Nice.
But this is the track Phatt Mansion.
Wait,
P-H-A-T-T.
Now, before we close off this for the next thing, just want you to know, Austin, put some thought into it, my friend, because when we come back, I want your game of the year.
Oh man, I had an answer for you. I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
Well, let's listen to this pretty hot and tempting track. Okay, we're listening to Phatt Mansion, P-H-A-T-T Mansion. From
I love
you
that
love
soundtrack.
it. You love that track. This is
I love that series.
Secret of Monkey Island 2, LeChuck's Revenge from the special edition. So yeah, I'm really impressed with how that sounds. Pernell is secretly eating goldfish. He's being very respectful about his mouth noises. I actually truly appreciate that.
That's great. I love that.
I'm just calling him out. But yeah, so this is one of your favorite games all time, game of the year.
I don't know if I would say game of the year for sure. It's been a while since I played it, but I remember the first time I played any of the Monkey Island games. I played the special edition, which has one of those toggles in it where you can switch between the old version and the new version in game. So you can like hit F11 and it'll switch back to like the old DOS graphics and stuff. And yeah, that game holds up. It's funny, 1 and 2. It's a great story. They look amazing. Like, there was a lot of pushback for the new Monkey Island game that came out this year, Return to Monkey Island. I don't know if you guys saw any of this, but they were like, oh, the art style for it was like, it's very slick and like stylized, and people were like, oh, why aren't you doing like a pixelated version of it? And the creator of the game was like, we didn't make pixelated games for 1 and 2. We made the best looking video games we could at the time.
Yeah.
And then they went back and did the special edition, brought up all the artwork, made it look amazing, and now they're doing their own style with this one, and it looks so good.
It's just the nostalgia. Like we the first time you play these games, you have the nostalgia for that style, that look, and so you think like the game is that look. When like they maybe like they intended it to be something greater, but the limitations of what they could do with it.
Exactly.
Only so
I mean,
much,
what it was technically still great for sure, but like for as much as people clamor to that nostalgia, at the end of the day, it kind of goes back to like me talking about Final Fantasy VI all the freaking time. I'm like, I want an update to that. I want an update to Final Fantasy VI, and you'll hear people complain about, no, but if they do, it's going to just be like Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's going to suck. It's going to be action-based. And my response ends up always being, but if it ends up being bad, the old one still exists. I want to see the modern take on that game. Whatever they deem to be quote-unquote modern, I want to see it. And whether I like it or not will be left up to the experience. But same with like the Monkey Island bit. Like, if you like Monkey Island back in the day, I feel like you should want to see what the creators would want to do with it with modern tech. If they decide to make Monkey Island some kind of crazy action swashbuckler, well, guess what? I guess that just means that's what he wanted to do.
Well, do you have a take on Return to Monkey Island? Have you played through it?
I haven't gotten to play it. I bought it day one. It is at the top of my backlog list, but I have not gotten to play it yet.
Yeah, I was curious if like the tone is still there, if it still feels like a Monkey Island game, like has the humor and the adventure that
from what I've read, it definitely does, because they actually like, so there's 4 Monkey Island games before this one. There was the 1 and 2, and then after 2, the original team from Lucasfilm didn't make it anymore. I don't know if they sold the rights or what, but then there was a 3rd game, and then the 4th game, which was episodic and I think done by Telltale. Those games post the original team, not canon in the new games. So this new game picks up the canon from Monkey Island 2 and continues the story right there.
Okay.
Okay, that's fun. Like kind of doing their own fan fiction style, like
Yeah, they're like, this other stuff didn't happen. We're gonna finish the story the way that we
I like that.
to.
I prefer it that way, to be honest.
Yeah,
with you.
that's a
Like,
good idea.
Like, this is our universe. Technically, they just bought it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like that. All right, so moving on.
Wait.
Moving on, Pernell.
No.
I said it.
No. We still got to get his game of the year. He said he had it ready. The response was canned.
I do.
It was Secret of Monkey Island.
I'm ready to have it shipped.
No, my game of the year this year.
Yeah.
First time I ever played it, Batman Arkham Asylum.
That is a good pick. My brother was obsessed
Kidding,
with those
really?
games.
I have not played
That game. Ooh, it's. I've been playing it on my. I got my Steam Deck this year, and that was one of the games that I was like, let me try this thing out. Let me see how it works. And Batman Arkham Asylum was a lot of fun, and it was one of the things where I played through it, and I was like, why did I wait so long to play this game?
And I'll tell you why
It's
right
so
now.
good.
I'll tell you why. Because maybe you're like me in that the Steam Deck revitalized the way you interact with your PC games.
Oh yeah, my whole Steam library. It's a totally different way to do it.
That's right.
I love it.
I like that. Maybe that's something I should look into.
It hit my wallet initially, henceforth part of why I'm broke going for the next month or two.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a choice between a Switch or a Steam Deck.
Steam Deck.
Really?
Steam Deck.
I mean, really. So here's the thing: the Switch.
What do you mean, really? Is that what you're really telling me? You walk around with your Switch in your backpack 24 hours a day. You sleep with it under your pillow.
And you're damn right. I'll continue to do that. However, with that in mind, there are reasons behind this. So, for a few things. One, people like to say that the Steam Deck and the Switch are quote unquote competing with each other. I kind of disagree with that. If anything, as an entire console market goes, once I got the Steam Deck, the Xbox and the PlayStation got sidelined. Not that I don't like them, but when I have the Steam library plus the Nintendo library, I don't find myself jumping to the other stuff as often. though I will from time to time.
Interesting.
But the reason why I say the Steam Deck over the Switch for you is, one, most importantly, you probably already have a Steam library of games you haven't played.
Yeah, probably a few, yeah.
So Steam Deck, you'll just load them up and play them wherever you feel like you want to play them. The second reason is because of the fact that there's other Steam games you would like to play. And I know you're not the type that like to buy games full price. So access
Steam
to...
is the best place for
Okay.
that.
I just don't buy games when they come out. I see the game
Or
come
full
out,
price.
and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Maybe I'll play it sometime. 5 years later, I'm like, maybe I'll play it now. It's on sale.
But you'll get it on sale, though. That's the thing. Steam is the place for sales. And most importantly, the last final reason is the fact that I love my Switch, but I was all about it for Nintendo games and indie games. But when you get the Steam Deck, pretty
All
much
the indie
every
games are
indie
there.
games are there, which leaves the Steam Deck primarily being Nintendo game, which is fine. But I don't need to switch for that.
So
anymore.
really, it's like if you want to play specifically Nintendo properties,
yes,
the Switch is the way to go.
absolutely.
Okay.
It's the only way to go.
The only way to go.
Only
right?
way to go.
Yeah.
But if you want to have a amazingly customizable piece of hardware with, I will say, the #1 greatest launch library of a handheld console of all time,
Pretty much.
because it had literally every Steam game on it.
Pretty much.
Then the Steam Deck.
I just love
Interesting.
dumping games on it. I was like, wait a minute, what are games on here that I've been wanting to play? Heartbeat, I'll play that. Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, random stuff. Anything that shows up as like verified on deck, I'm like, oh, okay, let's see how well this one works.
Sometimes I don't
And
even do
even-
that. Sometimes it's part of the rush.
Yeah.
It's like, this game hasn't been approved. It's contraband.
Arkham Asylum, not verified on deck, unsupported on deck, supposedly. But if you add in the custom launcher stuff and you extra Proton GE and all this kind of things, it runs flawlessly.
I
It was
should
great.
probably talk to you about that a little bit. I just learned about Proton Experimental to play a game I have.
Ooh.
I was like, what the hell is
Are
this
there
game won't load?
are there like experimental like code bases you load onto these things? Or?
Assuming that's what Proton
so
refers to,
basically-
yes.
Yeah. Proton is like a compatibility layer. I don't want to get too technical here, but like it lets you play Windows games on Linux because the Steam Deck is a Linux machine.
Oh, I see.
So you're still running the Windows executable through Proton, which then makes it work on Linux. That's all I can say.
Yeah. No,
And so there's different ones, different branches of it that like have more compatibility than the official one, but you can easily like it's totally supported to add your own
like a really thin
compatibility.
layered like virtual environment.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
exactly.
Very cool.
Steam Deck.
Look at all that. Yeah. Look at that.
Steam Deck.
I like Batman enough. Not enough to like get excited about new Batman games, but
But this is an old Batman game, so you're in luck.
Arkham Asylum, man.
You were both saying Arkham
Yeah.
Asylum is cool, so maybe I'll try that out next time.
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm gonna play my next track. Now I'm gonna hit you with some.
Wait, Rob!
So I'm gonna hit you with some. I'm gonna hit you with a nostalgia punch.
Ooh,
So hard,
That's a lot of damage.
you're gonna double over.
But then I have
Critical
I'm gonna
8
hit
lives
you
left.
with so many orchestra hits. You are gonna, you're gonna grab your whistle, your pacifiers, and you're gonna want to rave like it's 1993.
This track better
Oh,
be
boy.
good because you're putting the hype train on it.
This is the Pirates of Dark Water.
Noise, you died!
For the Super Nintendo. Yes, this is the Super Nintendo version. The Genesis soundtrack is surprisingly sparse and atmospheric for what that sound chip can do. But this is for the Super Nintendo. I don't have a composer for this, but we're going to listen to the track for the stage, the Maelstrom.
The orchestra hits are pretty crazy.
I know. Right? There's so many of them, and then right here it's doing like this stereo effect. I really hope that comes across. I really hope our listeners are listening in their car or with headphones.
In the rain. And the rain.
In the rain.
Get that Dark Water vibe going.
Yeah, if you really want the orchestra hits to like, if you want to feel them, yeah, it's a very emotional sound.
Jet
This is-
skiing, too.
It was in a jet ski.
If they're on a jet ski, that's also appropriate.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the Maelstrom from the Pirates of Darkwater for the Super Nintendo. And yeah, it's a fun soundtrack. It's really good. There's so many like heavy guitars that sound almost like Final Fantasy Mystic Quest in that way.
Yeah.
But without those like amazing melodies from that game. It's just more orchestra hits.
I feel like this show could be up there, not quite as up there, but a bit up there with Gargoyles as like animation's like biggest like just follies in regards to like early cancellations.
Yes, I think so too. Yeah, because they have like such these long, dramatic like story arcs in the show. Both of those shows did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
I think Gargoyles went on a lot longer though.
Yeah, 3 seasons for Gargoyles, I believe.
I'm not familiar with Pirates of Darkwater. Was it a TV show?
Yeah, it was a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. Believe
Yeah, it was
it or not.
yeah, like early '90s, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was pretty young. I see pictures of it and I go, wow, I used to love that. And I don't remember a thing about it.
I'm up there too. The only thing I remember about it is just the fact that, well, one, noise you tot, because for some reason that stuck with me.
That was like a thing they would say instead of cursing, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay. It was like their fake curse words.
But that and just the fact that I remember being really mad when it got canceled because it was the kind of show where it was like, again, it was one of those shows where it was like, wow, this feels like a mature-ish cartoon. It wasn't Batman animated series mature, but it definitely wasn't like robust slapstick coming out of another Hanna-Barbera property or anything like that.
Yeah, I felt like the characters felt like they were in real danger, and again, they had these story arcs that lasted multiple episodes, so it felt like an adult show.
Yeah, and then they were just like, nope, kids don't want that. Kids want Yogi Bear.
I remember when Thundercats
Yogi Bear.
first came out, and Thundercats, the pilot for Thundercats was aired during primetime television. It was like 7 or 8 p.m.
Oh,
And I begged my parents to let me stay up and watch it on TV. And then, of course, it's Thundercats. It's not really an adult show. It's pretty darn silly.
But I did appreciate when cartoons would occasionally have those sorts of specials, the primetime premieres. Like Batman animated series, you remember they did that. The first Batman animated series episode aired in prime time.
Oh, did that?
Yeah, it was that
wow.
weird. It was I want to say it was like it wasn't the idea, it was either the Idea Man, which I might be conflating with the Tick, somebody can correct me. It was either that or the Man Bat.
Oh, it was the Man Bat.
So, but I'll double check.
I'm pretty sure for the pilot.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was the Man Bat.
but like
It was like a weird monster bat thing.
yeah, it was a professor who like was experimenting with bat genetics.
I remember that
DNA.
for some reason. Another primetime cartoon was the Flintstones.
Oh, that's right. That,
Yeah.
but not the Jetsons. Eat that, Jetson.
Yeah. Jetsons are for kids. An old man complaining about his job and paying for his family.
And then the funny thing is,
Little
like, it's actually kind of funny. Before, like, it was a point where like Fox was kind of running the game on like animated shows. You had The Simpsons and Family Guy. Those were their two big hitters. But there was a whole era of attempted primetime cartoons that just never took off. They all tried. We had Fish Police. We had Family Dog.
Fish Police. Oh my God.
Fish Police.
We had
there were these mice that lived in Washington D.C.
Capital Critters.
Capital Critters.
Capital Critters.
Whoa. This is over my head.
It was like lame.
About.
Oh my God.
There
These
was
last
just 90s cartoons that aired in prime time.
like 4
wow.
episodes. Small like rodents and dogs and cats that lived inside the Capitol building in Washington D.C. like influencing the plot. It was so bad. It was so bad.
Like,
not great.
It was not great. It kind of makes me want to go back and just dig over.
Fish Police was supposed to be like hard-boiled detective story, like with fish.
Just underwater.
Underwater, yeah. I don't know how that one.
No
my
campy
gosh.
snorks like
Now,
jingle.
But Family Dog was based on a Steven Spielberg short.
Yes.
That was animated. Yeah. It was really sad, actually.
So then they could be like, yeah, we got a Steven Spielberg cartoon going.
Essentially, yeah.
but
That
it's
was
like
a
a
little
little
while
Just
longer.
like Boom Blocks, the Steven Spielberg video.
The thing is, unfortunately, I wish, because Boom Blocks was more lighthearted. That was the
Boom
problem,
Blocks
I
was
think.
good.
I think that was the one problem Family
Blocks.
Dog had was, Boom Blocks. It was a Wii game.
Oh, but there's a show based on that?
No. He was joking
no,
because
no.
Steven
Oh,
Spielberg.
okay.
Because
Steven Spielberg
did
related
both.
on both.
But like Family Dog was actually a very semi-unfortunate show because
Steven
the
Spielberg
entire
worked on
family,
Boom Blocks.
Yes. In fact, his name was on the cover of the game. Steven Spielberg and
Steven
Boom
Spielberg
Blocks.
presents Boom Blocks.
I had no idea.
Yeah, and the thing was, it was actually a good game. That's the funniest part. It
Yeah.
got underappreciated, but it was a genuinely good game. But they have a family dog with a dog that pretty much always got abused by his family, and yet he still came through for them in the end. That was the show.
It's so sad, especially today. Like as an adult, it's really sad to watch. I really would rather watch Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yes,
because no one's really abusing
dog.
him. He's just a good boy.
Naughty. Stupid dog.
Yeah. That's the thing I remember. I remember stupid dog, and just that one character goes, "You've been naughty." Like what the hell?
Everybody has like one Courage the Cowardly Dog character that's burned into their brain because of just like whatever terror they instilled in you.
Yes, and the naughty guy was definitely that for me. He just was like, I want to say he was like Muriel's like nephew or something, but he just would show up at the house, and he was normal to the parent, or to Muriel and Eustace. But whenever he was alone with Courage, he just mistreated him, and that's why Courage was always afraid. He had a desire to constantly shave him bald. That was his shtick. He was obsessed with bald dogs.
Oh,
Gotta have a bald dog.
Such a weird show.
Bald Dog. That's the name of my show, Bald Dog.
No,
Bald dog.
no one wants that show. Cancel. Family Dog style cancel.
It's actually live action. I just shave dogs. It's like the Puppy Bowl.
How are you even alive? Those dogs would maul you
Just
for
shave
that.
them.
They're docile. All right, Pernell, what is your second track?
All right, this is the track that could potentially lead to either cringing or, wow, Pernell, what a surprise tune. But either way, I would like to play this on the show, and bam, it's going to happen. So this comes from the game 7 Pirates H, and the track title is called Lux Shine Warrior Maidens, composed by Mari C. Welcome back. You're listening to Lux Shine Warrior Maidens from the game 7 Pirates H, composed by Mari C. Save yourself some grief and do not look the game up.
Yeah, just enjoy the soundtrack on our show. Don't even Google it.
It's pretty rocking.
It's a good song. Yeah, do you know the composers or the instrumentalists?
Mari C. That's
Mari C. Okay, I thought that was part of like the title of the game.
No. So
the title of the game was what? 7
Pirates H.
H.
Is that related to a 4-H club?
Or is the H related to something that we don't want to Google?
Also probably possible. No, it's on the Switch, so that's about. I mean, that tells you plenty right there. It's on the Switch. So
it's on the Switch. So
I got it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that slide through the cracks.
No, Nintendo's been like, screw you. They've finally been putting some hammer downs on a lot of stuff.
They looked at your download history.
Hey, I will bust out my download history. I got a lot of quality games. Lost Ruins.
This is good though. This is good. I will second
It's
Austin.
rocking.
Yeah, it's got a good bass. It's nice.
Yeah,
I was saying this would be a great Guitar Hero track, Rock Band track. The solo's great. You know, Rock Band would be great because you could sing the vocals and everything. It'd be fun.
No, but then I have to know what they're saying, and that would no dice.
No.
You're just hearing the enunciation of the Japanese.
Yeah,
right. It's not going to say what. It's not going to translate.
You'll sing it phonetically. You don't have to know. There's no subtitle.
Because I stand by that. I mean, this goes for just anime in general. Like, I stand by the belief that a lot of the music on shows I listen to, much of the appeal is the fact that I have no idea what they're saying. If it was actually in English, more often than not, I'd probably be like, oh, this is terrible. Or either that or like, this isn't very catchy.
Mute that.
Those are the words? That's what you're singing about? We like going to the bathroom because when we're done, we feel great.
I've been watching
Fiber gone, water gone. That's not a great song, guys. This is terrible.
on Netflix. There's I've been watching this show. It's a Japanese game show called Run for the Money, and it's like 20 like washed up like Japanese celebrities or comedians, and they're set loose like in this huge area. It's like a giant theme park.
Okay.
They're not allowed on any of the rides. They just have to run through this theme park, and they're being chased by people.
Whoa.
It's essentially like a giant scale game of tag, but the people chasing them wear masks and suits, and they're super fast and scary.
Wow. So it's like the zombie 5K, except you don't have a breathing period.
Yeah, they're constantly hiding and like kind of working together and working against each other, and then every second they're there, they make like extra money.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd love to do that.
But there's an announcer that plays over the top, and it's like this really over dramatic like Japanese voice. It's like, "It's coming for you," and the subtitles. It's so funny.
I would do that.
There's
show.
only like 5 episodes on Netflix, and it's one of the best game shows.
Like,
It's really
I
fun.
would get that. You remember the 5K with that, like the zombie 5K when we ran that years ago.
Yeah.
I couldn't walk for 2 days after it was over.
I don't think you trained for that,
man.
did you?
Yes, I did.
You did?
But I obviously wasn't in shape when I started, so it was like I went from being like fat to slightly less fat, and then still did a zombie 5K. But when it was go
How
time,
long ago was this?
this was like 2013 or so.
Yeah. It's
You
almost
remember
10
that
almost 10 years
era
ago.
of zombie everything, zombie 5Ks, Walking Dead was huge.
Yes. And that's
Everybody
what,
was all zombie
That's
fever.
what it was. Yeah.
It was
people,
actually-
people had zombie fever.
it was actually
People
in
had
Maryland
zombie
too. It was near Conowingo Dam. So like it was like a lot of water down there. We had just gotten a rainstorm, so the river that ran through for a segment of the race where you had to kind of like pull yourself across the river. From me standing up, it was up to my neck, and I can't swim. So that was wild.
Wow, that's scary.
Crossing a river, that was the only time in my life where I legitimately felt like I couldn't breathe. Like I was in the water because the thing is that my head was above the water, but the water was so cold and so much of my body was submerged that I was pretty much
terrifying.
hypothermia. So like I got out
And
of
you're
the
tall.
Yeah.
Imagine all the people that aren't as tall as you.
I felt bad for all of those people. But whenever those zombie people came out, boy, I was sprinting. And then eventually when I was kind of tired, I was carrying a giant stick. And when the guy was trying to come up to me to take my flag, I was like swinging the stick at them. They ended up breaking character. Like, sir, you can't do that. It's just a game. I'm like, don't tell me what this is. Get away from me. It was wild,
oh my
man.
God.
Yeah. How was it? My niece's fiance. He did that one of those. It was like one of those Spartan race things. Yeah, and I'm like,
That was my goal for next year.
I don't know.
Heaven help me, though.
I thought I've looked at that stuff. And I'm like, that looks like a good challenge. Like, and I've run marathons, and I do like I like a lot of that stuff is fun. Like, I enjoy doing that, pushing my body. But like, if you have to like run then stop, and then like do something really physical, then run then stop, and then do something crazy physical. I think I'm
very
too old.
different.
I think I'm too old for that.
No, that's not the way it works. You can try. My problem is with something like that is like once you, and this is why I've been anxious about even trying. I was like, I'm going to run a Spartan race. That's going to be like my magnum opus for fitness if I can pull it off. But once you're in, you're stuck. Like you can't just be like, well, I'm not really much for climbing walls. I didn't know it was a wall climbing. So get up that wall.
You mean, like once
boy.
you're there, like you have to do it.
You
right?
have to do everything, even if you didn't believe you could or you weren't trained for that. Like jumping over freaking fire coals or whatever, which I have seen people make you do that. Like there's like a fire pit, you have to like run across it. I'm like,
Whoa.
I'm sure there's got to be some kind of like visual trick to it, where like there's a place you can step, but still, you are technically still running through fire.
Yeah.
So it's like, imagine getting there,
keeping my shoes on.
not for long when they melt off. But like, yeah, like the vibe of going out there and being like, okay, I trained all year for this, I'm ready. And like by the third obstacle, you're like, what the hell did I get myself into? And I can't leave. I'm trapped here.
My first marathon was like that. I was like, I trained, day after day after day after day after day, and so it felt really good to like execute on that last day. I still hit a wall and nearly died, but it was like the best.
And you didn't poop yourself.
I did not. You know what? It's a misconception that everyone's going to poop themselves. There's bathrooms all along the way.
Well, that's the thing. The bathrooms are there, but the reason the people do it is because they want those times.
Yeah. They want the best times. No, you just want to finish. I'm not want to. No, this is your first. You just want to finish.
All right. You just want to get across that line.
You want to get across the line, but also like those races cost a lot of money. So if you put the money in months in advance, then it's like I gotta get my money's worth out of this.
Yep.
Yeah.
You bet your bottom I'm going to poop that course.
I'm gonna poop all over that
With
course.
those Spartan courses, those sound pretty cool, but like I would much rather just like go visit like a Ninja Warrior training course and just
I would
like
love
you
to
know
do that.
have fun on it. You know.
Have a shot at it. Yeah,
I kid you
they
not.
have
If
those
that was
at,
available, I would do it.
No, if you go to like the trampoline parks, I mean, you look weird because
Yeah,
it's a bunch
some
of
of them
little
have 'em.
kids running around, but like they have a lot of those like stuff.
It's like to run up the wall
Yeah.
and like climbing from a rope wire around the room.
Yeah, the one on the riverfront, they have like the wall thing that you run up on.
What about a rope wall, though? Because you remember, one of my favorite aspects of Ninja Warrior is that one segment where they're kind of going around like a spiral and they're like kind of like climbing on like, almost like a net.
I don't know about that. They might, but it might be like a small one for little kids. Because most of it is for little kids, but they have the run up thing.
And for the record, that is an insult to adulthood right there. So as the adult,
Why can't adults do Ninja Warrior courses?
yeah, like why do you have to go on a whole TV show to do that? There should be an actual park for fit people to do crazy things.
It's adults on the show, so I think what they're saying is like if you want to do this stuff, you have to build it yourself at home.
Yeah, who's doing that?
A lot of them
That's what
are.
they usually do.
I
They always show
wish.
you like a behind the scenes, like, oh, here's my backyard Ninja Warrior training course that I made.
And his kids are like, "Go, Dad, go!"
Well,
and he's
here-
like hanging off of like the house.
Well, here's the deal. If someone's listening to this show and they got the kind of coin to have a backyard that can facilitate a Ninja Warrior course, double points if you got one. Invite me to hang out.
Well,
we can do this thing.
My plan was to put in like a pull-up bars in my backyard, but that's as far as I was gonna go. I wasn't gonna
You
put
can
like.
just imagine you're scaling a rope wall
Yeah.
while fireballs are chasing after you. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'll just imagine that there's zombies at my feet trying to bite
And
me.
you're
and turn me.
scrambling away
Yeah.
from them.
No zombies on your
Well,
lawn.
I'll let
Rob.
them catch me. I'll be one of those fast zombies. I'll be one of those-
Marathon level zombie.
Fiber.
There's
Fiber.
There's the whole afterlife. I'm gonna live my best afterlife.
Fiber.
Fiber? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, braids. You're like fiber. Fiber.
No, I don't say fiber. I say goldfish.
Goldfish.
Are humans high in fiber? I don't think we are.
No,
No, you're gonna be just looking
No.
for people eating loaves of bread. All
we're
of
like
us-
mostly water, though, right? So that's okay. That's cool.
Yeah, water.
A desert zombie? Is he just parched?
Zombies are probably real dehydrated. They don't sweat. They don't
That we
drink
know.
water
Yeah,
at
right.
all.
They don't do anything. They just eat them juicy brains.
Well, I mean that's the goal. But if if other blood gets in the way, I mean, so be it, right? You know,
Right, nourishing.
Yeah.
nourishing.
Gruel, sweet gruel.
No, ghoul.
Ghoul. Whoa, good luck finding one of those. They're a rare breed.
All right, so I think it's time. I think we should cut this part out of the show. No, I'm kidding. I think it's time for the bonus round.
Bonus round. And I stand by it. There was a slight segment of piratey sound in that.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I believe it. You covered an eye like an iPad.
Yar?
The bonus round is where we play covers and arrangements and remixes on our theme, and we often asked our guests to bring in some of their original music if they happen to be promoting some original music, which we would love to listen to some original music.
What do you know?
Austin, if you don't come up with some original music, you're out of the band.
Well, Pernell, you mentioned hurdy-gurdies earlier. Did you know that I own a hurdy-gurdy?
I did not know that, but that is amazing
in-
to hear.
It's in this room. Do you want to see it?
I would love to actually.
I would
yeah.
love to see this hurdy-gurdy.
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
Hurdy-gurdy. Yeah.
So Austin is he's going behind. I see he's got looks like a bass guitar. He's got the microphones.
Got an awesome setup.
And here
there.
comes a hurdy-gurdy.
That is amazing. He actually has a hurdy-gurdy.
It's wooden.
Oh my God! That is
Very not complete.
It's okay. You get the feel of it. You get to crank it. And it makes noise when you crank it.
Are you? Oh my gosh, that was a legit. That was a whole. Are you building that?
That was
Is that?
good.
Yeah, it's part of a project called the Nerdy Gurdy. So it's a whole like open source hurdy-gurdy design. that
The
you
open
can,
source hurdy-gurdy.
That is
Yep.
phenomenal. You
It's,
are
like,
a hero.
Mostly done. Thank you. It's mostly done, but it needs like fine tuning, which is the part that I like dropped off on. But yeah, there's my hurdy-gurdy.
That's pretty
That is
awesome.
phenomenal.
Wow. So,
So-
we have a Pirates themed show with
With an actual hurdy-gurdy.
an actual hurdy-gurdy.
Not many podcasts can make that claim.
No. Watch
But
'em
Rob,
try.
to answer your question,
Yes.
original music. I have a few original tunes that I've done, but not a ton. I do need to do some more. Maybe in 2023 I'll release an album of that. But I did bring some video game remixes that are pirate themed.
Yo ho ho in a bottle of milk.
Did I lose you? Hello?
Hello.
Oh, that was really good.
Pausing for dramatic effect.
You were pausing really well. I thought you were done. I thought we lost you.
No. I brought a track from Dwelling of Duels. So I also help. I run Dwelling of Duels, the video game remix competition, dwellingofduels.net, and we had a contest in. I actually brought 2 remixes today. One from WASD and then one that I did for Dwelling of Duels. So the Dwelling of Duels track is an arrangement of some music from RuneScape. This is an arrangement of the music from the track called Sea Shanty 2. This is a track that I did myself, my friends Ian Martyn, Angry Polar Bear, Sagenewshreds, and my dad, Scott Green Sr.
Nice.
Very cool.
Are all on this track, and we call it TikTok Presents Mariners of Port Sarim.
All right, let's give it a listen.
We mariners hail from the port Sarim, sail Gillinor's great seas. From Lumbridge town out to our joint shores, we ship out as we please.
Saradom gonna bless our sails, striving to run more runes. To Relica's piers we will work and toil and keep singing our tunes. We mariners hail from the port Sarim, we'll fight to journey on. Keeping out eagles and Morak, our voyage won't be long. Gaining our skills at a real low price, not gonna pay a fee. Guppy sheds tears in his sleep for us, we always shall be free.
That was really nice.
I'm going to claim it right now. If you ever record another sea shanty like that again, I want in.
Okay. Noted.
I'm ready.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to put together. That's a great pirate tune.
Yes, I just like when you get a really good pirate tune, you just get that desire to just kind of sway left to right, possibly while holding a mug, likely filled with ale.
Your grog, your ale, whatever you've got.
Yes, and that was definitely the vibe I got from that. So I'm like,
Yeah, it was jaunty. It was super jaunty. Why?
It's very jaunty.
Why was it a TikTok presents?
Oh well, this was during the time when everybody was doing TikTok had a bunch of sea shanties, like Soon May the Wellerman Come and all that. Sea shanties were very big on TikTok when the song came out, so we made our own sea shantified version of a track called Sea Shanty. The original song has no lyrics, no vocals at all. So we came up with vocals, put it in there, did the melody, and got a bunch of people to sing on it.
That's awesome.
I love it. Now you brought some WASD bits too, right?
I also have a WASD track that partially qualifies against the theme. I brought this is track number 2 from my brand new album that WASD is releasing. It is coming out December 16th, which is tomorrow when we're recording this, but by the time you're listening, it'll already be out. This track is from Space Quest 3, The Pirates of Pestulon. And
It fits. Yeah, Space Pirates.
There's pirates in there, and we call this track Universe's Greatest Janitor.
I love that. I love Space Quest. Here we go.
I like
it's
janitors.
So much fun.
that was WASD playing music from Space Quest 3. Not Police Quest. I was thinking Police Quest. That's a very different tone of game. Space Quest is extremely humorous. It's very funny. I really
you would
enjoy
think
those
Police
games.
Quest. Well, so when I hear Police Quest, I think of Police Academy, which makes me think, oh, funny game.
Yeah.
No,
well,
not
like
funny.
King's Quest was all about like fairy tales, and it was kind of silly. Space Quest was like really silly. You know, the janitor becomes the hero in space, and it's really over the top silly. But then Police Quest is if you don't do everything to the letter, you get shot and killed. You know, like you're dead in the game. Like, the game's over. Yeah.
So Space Quest is basically the Frito-Lay story in space, or rather, the Frito-Lay story that I wish was true but wasn't. You know what I'm talking about, right?
No, no.
No clue.
No
So
clue.
there was a story back in the
You're
day.
looking at us like it's all about Fritos, right?
Yeah, of course, Frito-Lay, man. So it was proven pretty much false, but for a while there was this running story about how the Flaming Hot Lay's potato chip flavor, the dust, was actually created by one of the Frito-Lay's janitors because it was supposedly like a recipe they have at their house for like a snack that they have, and then the janitor supposedly brought in something to like give to like his coworkers, like, hey guys, here's some cool food, and then like an exec was like, this is ridiculously good, what is your secret? And he was like, well, it's a family recipe, I can't just give it away. So they were like, they made a deal with him to actually license his seasonings to make the flaming hot spice, and it was probably like a rags to riches sort of story, and it turned out to be a complete and utter lie. It's just junk food. It's just like scientifically crafted junk food to make us addicted to potato chips.
Okay, so Space Quest is a little bit like, good, though. I guess a little bit like the Frito-Lay story, but not quite.
I mean, the janitor does technically save the world. Yeah, it's still fictional.
It's still fictional, yeah. So that part tracks.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Not as
I'm
delicious,
sure there's food
though. Not as delicious
somewhere in there.
I think both characters got delicious cheese dust on their fingers, I'm sure, at some point.
That moon cheese
Roger
dust.
Wilco's covered in just like Cheetos dust.
Space. But now I kind of want to play that. The idea of a janitor saving the day and becoming the hero. I like those kinds of stories.
It's very funny.
Like no one expects it, but he saves the day.
How many? This is the third in the series. I think all I know of are 3 of them. Are there any more?
There are more. I think it's even self-parodied in some way that like in one of the games you jump forward in time. Like I think in the 4th game you jump forward in time to the 9th game supposedly. But like it's still in the same game, but they're like, we have 9 more that we made. But I don't know how many more there are past 4. I could look it up. Hold on, let me get my clackety clickety keyboard. Space Quest. 6 comic science fiction adventure games released between 1986 and 1995.
95. Okay, wow, they've been going for a while.
Got me thinking about Danganronpa over here now. Like, we have a 9th game. We don't know how many were in the middle there.
All right, so my bonus round pirate track is very, very loosely pirate themed. Diddy's Conquest.
Oh, hey,
that is 100% pirate game.
Has King K. Rool in it, but so we're gonna listen to what was it? Not Sticker Brush Symphony. It was one of the more chiller tracks. This is the Haunted Jazz Club by MaxieDaMan. This is David Wise music, but arranged by MaxieDaMan.
DaMan.
was Haunted Jazz Club, which is the Forest Interlude.
Yeah.
Not Sticker Brush Symphony. Forest Interlude from Diddy Kong's Quest. That's by David Wise and arranged by 3-Piece Jazz by MaxieDaMan. Ooh.
So good.
Ow!
Donkey.
Donkey. Donkey
I love
Kong.
that sound effect of Diddy Kong getting hurt in any of those games. It's just such a ow. It's so memorable.
Yeah. I'm a fan.
Someone recorded that and they were like, "No, keep it. Perfect. Cut. Got it. Yeah.
You're deriving joy out of the fact that I stubbed my toe in the office. You darn right we are. That's Diddy Kong's toe stub.
That's
now.
gold. That's gold. I wonder. Yeah. So like to record some of the sound effects. Someone's like hiding behind a desk and like hitting somebody with a stapler. Like, gotcha.
Whoa, got it.
There's like a guy who's like prowling around. He's got like a handheld recorder, and he's just like, hey. He just like sticks you with a thumbtack, and it's like, I got it.
I got the perfect sound. The previous 10 employees who didn't get their sound recorded.
But couldn't we just like act this in the sound booth? No, it has to be real.
Has to be pure pain.
Has to be fierce sweat.
It's actually the game director who's running around.
Terror sweat. That's what it is.
That's a subsidy. Could you just
gotta be real?
Could you just make me? Could I just like exercise the sweat? No, it's gotta be terror sweat. But not you gotta be real pain. It's got a painful scream, not one of those fake screams.
It's gotta sound like you really are a baby monkey getting hit by a giant crocodile.
Yeah,
and everyone knows
For
what that
real.
sounds like. Yeah. So if it's not real, then people are gonna know.
It's gotta be
Donkey Kong Country 2 is one of those games it's one of those sequels that I think improves upon the first one in every single way possible.
Oh yeah, I feel like just Dixie's like ponytail spin adds mobility that Donkey Kong's roll just doesn't.
Yep, totally.
But
I think it still could have been the same if you had Donkey Kong and Dixie Kong.
Mm-hmm.
But
agree.
Dixie Kong makes it honestly easier as a kid. I loved using Dixie Kong when I was a kid playing the game. Like it was kind of the crutch that you needed as a child to be able to get through.
It's like playing Princess in Mario 2.
Princess Peach, yeah.
The strongest character. It's almost like actually Pernell Toad's the strongest character. I'm like, I know, but Peach was the best character. But help me out with something real quick with Donkey Kong Country. It's been a while, but if I'm not mistaken, in the first Donkey Kong Country, Diddy Kong was pretty much solely there to be an extra hit you could take. Like, he didn't have an ability. You could throw him, yes, as Donkey Kong, but he didn't have any of the signature things he can do in later games. It was just him running behind Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I don't even think that neither of them had a special thing. Like, both of them in the first game would jump, pick up things. That was it. That was like all you could do.
Well,
really.
Donkey Kong had the roll, yeah.
No, Diddy Kong had the roll too. He would cartwheel.
Oh, okay. In that case, then, yeah, they were pretty much one and the same.
But then, yeah, Donkey Kong Country 2, Dixie has the hair. Diddy doesn't have the hair.
Yes.
And then in DKC 3, you still have Dixie, but then you go back to Kiddy Kong. So, yeah, Dixie's kind of just there as the easy mode. Now, in the newer games, like in Donkey Kong Country Returns,
that game was great, by the way.
You've got the pop gun that Diddy Kong has the pop gun that he can shoot it when you're in 2-player mode.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never got to play it 2 players, but I do love.
I think he has a jetpack too.
He does. He does.
Well, jetpack sounds like easy mode. I mean,
jetpack is definitely the easy mode. But
Donkey Kong Country Returns was such a good game, and also an underappreciated game. DK Jungle Climber was a great game. Not many people played that one.
Does that one use the bongos or no bongos?
No bongos. It was on the Game Boy Advance.
I only play games with bongos in them.
He used the triggers to control his hands. So, like, you're like climbing walls.
And he's like swinging, right?
Yes. He would like left, right. And if you just held one button, he'd spin around the peg. And then when you let it go, he leaps off of the peg. It was a really fun game.
Was that game also one that used like the rotation sensor in the cartridge?
Thank heavens no.
I was going to say, that would have been a perfect thing for that.
The problem is, though the concept is cool, execution was rough. Like, WarioWare used it in one of his games. It was like, this is cool, but at the same time, I lose the screen half the friggin' time.
Yeah. There was a couple of Kirby games like that, too, for the Game Boy. Like
Kirby,
Game Boy Color.
Tilt
and Tumble. Which means, like, okay, so you move the Game Boy to the left in order to, like, kind of tilt them to the left, which is a great idea. But then, like, the glare from everything else around you off the screen.
Yeah. And they had to flick the Game Boy to make him jump.
Oh, really? Oh man.
What?
Yeah, you'd actually do this with the gameplay, like flick it forward like you were like a dual-handed
yeah,
whip.
flick it like
This is the most old man take I'll ever have, and that's you can keep your motion controls. Don't want them ever.
Oh man,
Don't want them
you
ever.
haven't played Super Swing Golf on the Wii then?
Nope.
That game is
man.
great.
You haven't played virtual reality.
That's right. Get on that. Beat Saber. Stop.
Oh, man.
Keep talking
I
or everyone
did play Beat Saber.
explodes.
My nephew had Beat Saber, and that was all right.
Keep talking or everyone explodes. Make them get that, and you'll enjoy that game.
That is a great game, especially in VR.
Yes.
I think motion controls outside of VR.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Like, come on. I
You
don't
know,
want
the
to have to do
worst
this
offender
with my
was
thing.
the Kinect. The Kinect was just the worst offender because it was like trying to be motion controls just by like videotaping you, but
It wasn't
not really
cutting
doing it.
They had that freaking like row your boat down the river game. It was like people getting like freaking arm seizures playing the damn thing. But it just wasn't cutting it.
All right, Pernell, you have a bonus round track for us?
I do, and it is not Shine Warrior Maidens, so you can take that to the bank.
Hey, I've listened to more of that music. It was pretty good.
It was a good jam. But this track actually is a cover of the battle theme from a game that a lot of people don't talk too much about, a level 5 classic called Rogue Galaxy. This is the cover to the Braveheart battle theme, covered by FerdK, a regular for me on the show. But he just makes it so easy.
This is those space pirates you're talking about.
Absolutely. Welcome back. You are listening to Braveheart, the battle theme from Rogue Galaxy, covered by FerdK. And yeah, I was looking for music from specifically Rogue Galaxy for the cover bonus round area, and this was the clear winner for me. I don't know. I haven't played Rogue Galaxy in a while. It's a game that I liked for the time on PS2. Played a stupid amount of time into it, only to make very little progress because I was grinding for items to use the slot into equipment builds, because this game had a very addictive upgrade system where you had to find items and slot them into like a board, and then when you fill certain areas of the board up, you unlocked various bonuses. So very board game-esque in that, well, I can't complete this node unless I find this rare fruit, and the rare fruit's only in this section of this map. I don't do it.
That would be very addicting.
Yeah.
I could totally be on
So you
that.
spend all your time going after these rare items when like the story is becoming like what happened in this story?
No, I didn't even remember anymore. I just like beating up robots to get exotic fruit to slot into a pegboard to get new abilities. And then, of course, they had a freaking like item alchemizing system. So you could like freaking like synthesize new gear. So you were using a pegboard to get new abilities and stats. You're using synthesizing to get better equipment and weapons. And it was just like, it scratched both itches. And the combat was even fun because it was an action RPG. So, friggin' hell. Play Rogue Galaxy. It was a level 5 joint. It's worth your time. And it's on PS4 too.
Galaxy.
Yeah, I think that's where I saw that too. I can picture the characters on that cover.
I even saw the strategy guide.
Whoa.
Well, if I ever play it, I'll be coming to your house and photocopying.
Did it tell you where to get the fruits?
It did.
Obviously not.
Oh, I told you where. You still got to do it.
You could grind for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the Earthbound guy told you where to find the Sword of Kings. Good luck getting it, though.
Well, for more information on the bonus round, go to rhythmandpixels.com, where we'll have links to our artists' Bandcamps and SoundClouds, and everywhere you can download the music, buy the music, and support these artists. We're pirates, and we're here to take your bananas.
That's right.
The most valuable thing we can think of.
I always found that funny, by the way. The whole idea of like Donkey Kong Country being like, King K. Rool stole all of Donkey Kong's bananas. Go get them back. How are they not spoiled?
Special bananas.
I know it was sponsored by Dole, but nonetheless, it doesn't make them special.
At the beginning of the game, they're yellow, but by the end of the game, they're all like black and brown.
We're going to make a lot of banana bread, Diddy.
Yeah, very proud. Anyway, thanks everyone for joining us and listening to episode 35-4 of Rhythm and Pixels. This is our Pirates theme show with Austin Katajun from WASD, WASD.
Thank you guys for having me. This was a ton of fun.
Yeah,
Love being on here with you guys.
Thank you for
Likewise,
spending your
friend.
evening with us.
We love having you here, so you're always welcome back. You know what that just means? You just got to keep making more music. It's so easy, right? Just keep making more music.
It's so easy.
Keep
This
coming
album only
back.
took me 6 years to make. It'll be next one will be right out.
Just churn it out.
And your the world premiere is tonight.
Yes.
the
The album
recording
comes
tonight.
out December 16th, so you'll be able to check it out whenever you're listening to this. You can check it out at Bandcamp. Our Bandcamp link is wasdband.bandcamp.com. The album's called Escape. It's going to be up for $8 for digital download. You can get it on CD and floppy disk.
I love
We're doing
that.
a special floppy disk single you can get, and it'll actually have music on it, and I'll mail it to you.
And by the way, I was joking 100% about the whole making music to come on the show. You're always welcome on the show. All you got to do is be like, yo, I got a goofy topic.
Yeah,
I want to do it.
If you just want to chat, yeah, just come on out. You gotta tell me that. Is this a 5 1/4 or like a 3 3 1/4 inch?
3.5.
It's a 3.5. Yeah.
3.5, yeah.
What to say? This 5 1/4. You need
1.44 megabytes.
I actually still have.
I'm not expecting anybody to be able to listen to it. I'm 100% expecting it to be like, it's a novelty media form, like cassettes.
I do have a
People are
drive.
like-
I do have a USB to floppy drive.
And
That's what
I
I've got
still have
for
a
some
Windows
reason.
XP computer in my basement.
Oh, you still have that?
Ooh.
That's right. Windows XP with a disk drive. I could play it authentically.
With a floppy drive?
That's right.
Actually,
Oh, yeah,
listening to it from the floppy disk is a much better experience. This is like the vinyl record snobs.
Exactly. It's warmer.
It's warmer.
It's funny enough too. Like I have hooked that computer up in not recent years, but recent-ish, like maybe the beginning of 2020, and it has like a Mighty Switch Force 1 wallpaper.
Oh, really?
So we're talking when the DS was new.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't think I have my old computers anymore. I do. So the old one I used, especially the very first one I used for the podcast, finally got junked or recycled. I used a recycling service.
I'm glad I got a nice home and taking on the life of another.
Yeah, I hope it does. I hope the parts do, and the metal does anyway.
Metal.
I just don't want that metal going into a landfill. Is my only thing.
Electronics recycling is such a hard situation to deal with. You know,
Yeah.
like getting rid of old PCs or like old TVs. I had to get rid of a CRT, unfortunately. And like, I know that those things are like, people out there would totally love to get them, but I just couldn't find anyone to get one.
I'm surprised to
I know.
hear that, yeah, because those things, people look for those.
Well, they're
Retro
so-
Yeah.
gamers specifically.
But they're
at
so
least.
heavy and to
It was so heavy.
so heavy to move those things.
Like,
move
give
it-
me heat stroke trying to move it.
I lugged a 27-inch TV up the stairs of my house.
Oh my god! Oh, your retro room?
Yeah, that's right. It's in
Oh
the
my
retro
gosh.
room. I'm playing Shining Force 3 on it right now, so hey, it was worth it.
Yeah, I mean, those pixels do look great on that with like the way I think they're meant to be seen, but yeah, they are
I
it's,
like-
some heavy equipment. I had an
Like
old
those pixels.
desk in my bedroom growing up, and I eventually bought a TV to buy a PlayStation and plug it together. And like, remember my desk was like sagging in the middle because of the TV.
The
was
TV was
So heavy.
so heavy.
We've come a long way, baby.
Come a long way.
Still got burning problems.
Well, aside from the album and from the Bandcamp, is there anything else you want to mention on the show before we head on out?
I don't think so. Oh, we're playing MagFest. I guess I should say
Yes.
that.
That's a pretty
You guys
big
are
deal.
doing Mag. We're doing MagFest. We're playing main stage. We got a whole band going there, 4-piece band. Don't know what day yet, but keep your eyes peeled on the MagFest schedule if you're going to be there. We would love to have you in the crowd.
Yeah, I keep hoping for the schedule to be like posted, but not just yet. So maybe this weekend.
It's going to be a MagFest treasure hunt.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it was for me. The one year I went, I just was kind of wandering around, being like, "What band is playing now?"
Who's
I'm like,
playing in this
"Oh,
room?"
awesome, Super Soul Brothers. That's great. Okay, what band is playing now? Oh, Knights of the Round. Great.
Who's
Yeah.
playing in this bathroom? Oh, alcohol poisoning. Crap.
Yeah, there's a lot. Well, there are also just a lot of bands and DJs that just play in the hallways too. So
In the hallways and at the chip space, jam space, there's
There's-
music
it's
all 24 hours.
It's overwhelming. If you'll find something you like. So come to MagFest, come watch WASD, come see me and Purnell. We're gonna have a little podcast meetup after the show. Maybe we'll go see a concert together. Maybe we'll have dinner or something.
That'd be fun.
But I'm thinking after the panel.
Awesome.
Everyone bring your Switch, though, because we'll be waiting for that dinner.
Well,
I'll
we're
bring my Steam Deck.
I'll bring my own food.
I love my Steam Deck, but I couldn't bring it to MagFest out and about. If I dropped my Switch, I'd be upset. But I'd get over it in the long run. Plus, it's easier for me to carry the Switch around. The Steam Deck, though,
Yeah, I don't want to have to replace that.
you ain't lying.
That'd be like PAX Unplugged, where I just like had like 4 sandwiches in my backpack.
Hey, that's smart business. Your wallet
Wise.
thanked you.
Yeah, just gotta ration it out. Oh yeah. So anyway, if you want to get in contact with our show, if you want to say hello, if you have any comments, if you have a track suggestion, a topic suggestion, or if you're in a remix band or cover band or whatever, we would like to hear from you. Send us an email.
rhythmandpixels@hotmail.com.
And for a full track listing of this episode and access to all of our episodes, go to the website.
www.rhythmandpixels.com.
We can earn the WWs again.
That's right.
Oh,
It's that
sweet.
time of year.
Yeah, we got that money for that.
HTTPS.
Secure
as,
link.
as the time of this recording, Rhythm and Pixels Radio is back on YouTube. Our copyright strikes from Square Enix finally go away. We can put music on YouTube again. So
Just
go
like
to
old times.
Just like old times. Go to youtube.com/Rhythm and Pixels for 24/7 8-bit and 16-bit classics and deep cuts for your listening pleasure. It's also multicast to twitch.tv/Rhythm and Pixels. It's playing there right now, but YouTube is a much easier place to kind of find music and listen to it there. And if you want to support the show, you can go to rhythmandpixels.com/merch. We have cool t-shirts, like VGM-related t-shirts. So if you're looking for that perfect Christmas gift for someone special, get them you can get them a TGIF versus Capcom t-shirt with Carl Winslow on the back. Because,
I love
everyone
that
loves
shirt.
that.
They should.
You can also support us by going to Patreon at patreon.com/rhythmandpixels. As a member there, you get access to monthly live streams of the show. And at higher levels, there's cool stuff like mugs and stickers and exclusive t-shirts. And then at the end of every episode, we like to thank all of the members who are at the highest tiers. And so we would like to thank Brooke.
And also, congratulations on the new gig, Brooke.
Oh,
Well deserved.
yeah, congratulations, Brooke. So thank you and congratulations to Brooke. Thank you and congratulations to Frankly Zappa
Hey.
and Khalid. I don't know. I'm sure they've got some good things going on in their
Honestly,
lives.
I want them to. If they do, I want them to tell us. I want them to write in and tell us.
We want to
or message us on Discord.
to share in your good fortune. So thank you to Brooke, Frankly Zappa, and Khalid. Thank you very, very much. Thank you to user name number 1. Thank you. Killing it in the alphabetical order list of names. Thank you to Kristen, GameFan44. Thank you to Martyrus, host of the ReVGM podcast. Thanks to Mike Myers.
I lost the bet. I lost the friggin' baby pool.
Oh, you lost the baby pool?
I lost the baby pool.
Well, that's losing the baby pools.
That's right.
How many babies in the pool?
Well, just the one.
Just the one.
Just the one.
Thank you to Alf Person, Vashin8060, Brian Pitt, Cameron Werma, Carlos, Kung Fu Carlito, host of the Heroes 3 podcast, a podcast about Asian cinema and Kung Fu movies. Thank you to Chris Weisner, a.k.a. Musashi219.
The wise guy and soon-to-be retro gaming streaming competitor / collaborator.
I like that. Thanks to...
Many slashes.
Lots of slashes. He's got like 4 names.
The Shinobi.
Thanks to Christopher Shenstrom, Chuck Kowalski, Davey Cakes, David Taylor, Enchilada Regol, Harold Howard, Triple Jeff, Justin Schneider, host of XVGM Radio, Keith Shusterman, Dr. Michael Bridgewater, Rage Cage, host of the VG Emporium podcast, Reinhard Zelkova, Romancing Sagat 81, Sleepy S'more, Steve Miller, Taco, Ed Wilson, host of the VG Embassy, our podcast father, and Zach Thornbach. Thank you all very much, and many, many more for your continued support of our little show. We really appreciate it.
We genuinely appreciate all your support.
We see your names every week, and it just encourages us to produce more content, to be better, be faster, be stronger, be the best podcast in the world for you.
As we go into soon to be going into 2023, the choice of topics becomes even wilder because duplication is imminent.
Yeah, first episode of the new year. It's Wild Card 5. Let's do it. So thanks again, Austin, for spending your evening with us, chatting with us.
Rob Burnell, thanks for having me.
You're always welcome.
Really appreciate it.
So much fun.
Pleasure.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Donkey.
Ow! All right. So again, the name of the show is Rhythm and Pixels. My name is Rob Nichols.
And I'm Purnell.
Have a great week.
And remember, dietary concerns are all what it's all about. You know, there's always something to be concerned about. And also, piracy is always about the adventure, the yo-ho-ho, the bottle of milk, the hunting of treasure. But what is a problem in both worlds is scurvy. That's right, scurvy. That's just me making a vital excuse to say, hey, nutrition is important. Eat your fruits and vegetables. Don't be a complete carnivore because meat's delicious, but it's not 100% nutritious by itself.
Got to get those oranges in there.
You better believe it. All the oranges you can muck down. Mandarin if you need it. You can slap it on a pizza if you want. Tell them Purnell sent you.
Oh, Mandarin pizza?
Absolutely. Pie. Mandarin oranges, pineapple, and ham.
I don't know how I feel about citrus and cheese, Purnell.
But it's delicious. That's how you feel. It feels delicious. But
we're going to make this pie at MagFest.
Yes.
I'll make it for you guys.
Consumption, I'm in.
You know, there's people with like DJs and record players in the hallway. You're going to have like a little barbecue pit.
Yeah, with a little pizza oven and a pizza stone and everything ready to go.
Oh, man. I'm good. But yes.
And I can charge whatever I want because it's Gaylord prices. I can mark it up as much as I want.
And you'll still undercut them.
Yeah.
Eat healthy, people.